Welcome back, everyone. Reghan Winkler with us today, the Better Business Bureau's executive director for this area, and we're talking a little bit about travel season and travel scams to look out for. And I know, Reghan, you've talked about this before. One of the big things to be slightly wary of, we always like the word free, but when you see that in conjunction with a vacation, we need to be wary, right?
Yes, absolutely. Since this is going to be probably one of the biggest years to travel, according to multiple sources, after COVID and shutting down a couple summers, everybody's looking to get out there and travel and find a great hotel or Airbnb or Vrbo or rental property to stay in. There's a lot of potential for scammers to trick people into thinking that something's free or that there's a great deal going on. And you just have to be really cautious when looking, since there are multiple places that you can go to find a rental property or a rental place to go. And just wanting to let you all know and be aware that they're happening, and to be looking for the little details such as free or a huge discount on those kinds of things.
Yeah, you've chatted about this before, this notion. Sometimes it's hard for us to tell, and we get so excited because we think we got a great deal. But I guess maybe does it just take extra scrutiny to say, okay, is the person offering this deal, are they actually still going to make money off of it? If they just, say they're going to do it for free, they're not going to be making any money. So there has to be some kind of underlying scheme involved, right?
Right. A lot of times when you see the word free, there's a lot of hidden fees and things that are tacked on towards the end of the purchase. So when looking on any sort of website, when you're doing these kinds of planning, you need to ask and in advance to get all the fees up front, so that you can also compare prices to other websites. And it's really all about research. I talk a lot about that when I come on here, is just the research and taking that extra minute to look up all different kinds of things and all the details, and making sure you're aware of everything that's going on.
I love that idea of getting, as you said, an itemized list of expenses. The other thing we hear so much about is some of these horror stories about people that thought they were renting an Airbnb or an apartment or a cabin or something for vacation. They get there, in some cases, somebody's already there, or they get there
Right.
and it doesn't exist. Are there all kinds of horror stories involved there?
Yes, there's plenty of them to go around. I know they have gotten a lot better as time has gone on, and these apps and websites have become more popular. Just when you're looking at the pictures and when you're looking at the description details of the property, it's great to look over those a couple times, see if there's any maybe misspellings in scams. A lot of scammers will misspell words or use improper grammar. So always double check that, read through it, contact the host directly, speak with them. Get more details. The more information, the better when it comes to these kinds of things, especially when you're going on week-long vacations that can cost thousands of dollars.
Should we be wary of reviews about these kind of places? If, say, it's an Airbnb and we see reviews, because I know sometimes we've talked about those can be fake, but how do you know the real thing from somebody who actually had a good experience or a bad experience?
Yeah, a lot of time you can look at the reviews on all these different kinds of apps, and I'm not sure their specifics on how they check those reviews, but it's a good rule of thumb that if there's just a couple reviews, to maybe be cautious and do a little more research. And if there's a lot of reviews, then read through most of them, good and bad, so you can see both sides and just get the full picture.
Are there things, too, to think about? Okay, we're leaving home here, and I know we've always talked about this. It amazes me how many people on social media tell the world they're not at home for a week or two. Are there things to do to keep home safe as well?
Yeah, make sure that you have maybe a neighbor or a close friend that's not going on the trip with you to pick up your mail. If your mailbox looks overfilled, it can be a sign for scammers or fraud people to come, and they can steal your mail, and that is a good way to get your identity stolen. As well as, there's a lot of good security systems out there where you can check on your home, but having someone to pick up those packages or anything that's left maybe on the front that looks like you haven't seen your front door in a couple of days is a good rule of thumb too.
I think, too, as you've said before, check in with you guys if we have certain people that we're trying to deal with as far as renting a place or where we're going to go on vacation. Can we check with you guys and maybe even check the BBBs that are down to the areas we're going?
Yeah, absolutely. We keep reviews on all travel companies and Airbnb and even just specifically websites. And you can go to our website and check that out, or you can call us. And we have our own reviews that you can look at, as well as complaints that people have filed in the past.
All right, good stuff. I feel safer already. Thank you, Reghan. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Nice chatting with you. We'll be back right after this.